I'd like to call upon Kelly's subconscious, please.
We are here.
Thank you so much. Are we able to do a body scan and see what's happening to her body?
Yes.
Fantastic. Tell me about what's happening.
There's congestion in the sinuses.
What is her body trying to tell her about that?
Uh, the answers are within you. You don't need to go to other sources for information.
Indeed. And who would you possibly be saying she is running to for other information?
She is looking on the internet.
So could it be said subconscious you've provided her congestion to focus on within?
Yes.
Okay, and now that she knows this, can you release that congestion as she focuses more on going within?
Yes.
Perfect. And so, what is happening with her inner ear? Because she feels that she's got pressure and maybe even infections. What's going on?
It is the same issue. She doesn't need to listen to others for information. She can go within to get it.
I see. Is there any way that we can help Kelly or her guru understand how they can best support each other with this information, given that she has experienced the new earth in a session and the guru is still not able to be open to that?
She should stop working with the guru. She has provided information to her already.
I see. Well, Kelly was saying that her guru is important because she is teaching Kelly how to work with the chakras and to be able to help with be of service. So, subconscious, what can you tell Kelly about being of service and how she can help the most?
Energy work is not needed on others right now. The best way for her to be of service is to do her inner work and spread her energy just by being here.
Fantastic. And so, why does she have that urge to be of service to others?
She wants to help people. She doesn't realize that she is already helping others by doing her inner work and raising her own vibrations.
Oh, well, then, will this help her release some of the pressure she's putting on herself to be of service?
Yes, yeah, she feels like there's weight on her chest. She can release that.
Fantastic. Okay, well, that is great. Well, thank you so much. And so, subconscious, are you trying to say to us also that Kali's guru is not open to the new information about the new Earth being a different planet?
Currently, she is not. There's potential for her to realize this in the near future.
I see. Is there anything that needs to happen for her or to her to be able to help her awaken to the truth?
She also needs to stop listening to other people and go within to for answers.
Okay, I see the chain events happening there. And so, what's going on with her influences that the guru is listening to? for her to still think that the new Earth is here?
We are frustrated. The influencers she's listening to are saying that we are shifting to the fifth dimension on this planet because they don't want to go to a new planet themselves.
Why is it that they don't want to go to a new planet themselves?
They like the power that they feel like they have here being an influencer.
So, what does that mean? Does it mean that they're stopping themselves from going and shifting, or what's going to happen to those people who want to stay here?
Some will stay here, some will go on a slow ship to New Earth to do more inner work, and some will go to Source after this planet is no longer inhabitable.
Okay, thank you so much, Subconscious. We do appreciate your information. Um, and so, we would like to understand. We have so many questions for you. We would like to understand the significance and learn a little bit more about her lifetime. Well, not her lifetime, but her experience in Egypt when the Anunnaki were having a trade deal with the Arcturian. Can you remind us of the significance and impact of that lifetime and those events with trade?
The event was the Anunnaki wanted humans as slaves to trade for materials for the pyramids. And I told them no, that they could not have humans. And we exchanged energy for the materials. We are showing her like orbs of energy, balls, lights, being given to the Anunnaki instead.
I see. Did the Anunnaki want all humans or just some humans?
Just some for slaves.
Mm-hmm. And what would they have done with those slaves if they had got them?
Servants and sex slaves.
And the reason why you didn't give them that permission was because you knew that those people had life contracts, or what was going on there?
Um, you're seeing a violation of rules that would have been against some kind of rule
Mm-hmm.
that was had at that time.
Thank you. And so the Anunnaki were here on this planet at this time. What were they doing? Were they leaders or rulers or something else?
It appears they were living separately from humans at this time, more like tribes living next to each other, not integrated.
I see. And so this was the time where the bigger, more iconic pyramids in Egypt were being built. Is these the pyramids that you were assisting with?
Yes.
Okay, I understand. And so subconscious, was it you that came down? Your version of you came down to help with that. You didn't reincarnate, you just came to visit and trade with these Anunnaki, is that correct?
That is correct.
I see. And so, what was it like to come down to Earth to do trade deals?
Feels dense. I am with, I wouldn't say humans, but the vibration's a little higher. I do not actually see the Anunnaki in person. That is almost like uh, tele telepath communication with them. But I see myself standing um, in the sand with someone that appears to be human or human-like, looking at the construction.
Oh, I see. And so, do you talk or do you tell it? Do you have communication with that person in the sand with you where you're at?
I do talk with that person.
Do you get a sense of, is this an iconic person in history or is this someone that is unknown to us now?
It feels unknown, almost like an architect.
I see. And how did this person, this architect, how did they view you when you came down? Could they see you?
Yes, yes.
What were they noticing about you?
Um, I had a robe on and covers my feet, cannot see my feet. Um, I have my arms folded across my stomach and my hands tucked in to the sleeves. Um, I cannot see, there's something sheer over the face where you can see movement, but you can't see details of a face.
Who did the architect get a sense you were?
Um, it's like we know each other, like that person is also an Arcturian or has in a past life been one or has reincarnated on Earth for the purpose of being the architect. So we know each other.
Oh, I see. And in terms of the energy of the planet, what can you tell us? Is it similar to what we're feeling now or quite different? And if so, how?
It feels a little bit higher. It feels a little bit lighter than it currently does.
Okay, fascinating. And so, is this the only time you had to come to the planet, or have you been doing this often?
This is the only time I had to come to the planet for this purpose.
So, what was the delay? What was the real problems and the purpose of why you had to be here for that?
It was really the material delay with the negotiations. They weren't worked out on their own.
So, remind me of the significance of those pyramids in Egypt.
They are used for getting two things. One is communication. The other is energy transmission. And it feels like it's both ways, both off the planet and to the planet.
I see. So are they still currently being used in those ways?
And not at the strength that they were. It's very weak now.
Is there anything that's going to change about them?
No.
Okay. Thank you so much. And um, what do you? What else have you been doing to help humanity, subconscious, and how can we identify as who you are, and what labels do we call you?
I am Archangel Ariel.
And what other things have you been doing to help humanity?
I am showing her trees and pictures of nature. She's trying to, how to explain it? Helping the energy of the planet through plant life.
Fantastic. And how are you going now? What are you doing now in terms of what is your daily job? What does a daily life look like for you?
Observing observing what is going on the planet currently.
Do you have an opinion about what's happening right now for this planet?
I am sad that Gaia has had to go through this, and all of the other suffering, though purposeful, has just been too much. So we are watching closely so we can help with the shift to ease the suffering.
In terms of Gaia, what's happening with her now? What can you tell us?
Gaia Gaia is hardly here anymore. I almost can't sense her at all. She's ready to move on. She's what's left is it's so small, so tired, and so dense. She's ready to break free.
Subconscious, when she is ready to break free, what is it going to look like?
We are showing her volcanoes and shifts in tectonic plates. The earth is shifting. It'll be like a release.
Mm-hmm. What sort of events? Is there anything else that we would know is occurring? What else has to happen?
Um, we are showing her a really bright light, like like either it's so bright, it uh, almost like the sun is coming to the earth, so bright. Be like the solar flash or possibly a laser, but it's just really bright. There will also be some flooding as the earth starts to shift, but the bright light, it feels predominant.
Will everyone see this bright light?
No,
Why is that?
it depends on where, sorry, we're showing her stuff that makes her very confused.
Okay. What are you showing her?
We're trying to explain why not everyone will see the bright light. It's almost geographic.
I see. And so those people in that location will see the bright light and others in different locations won't?
Correct, yes.
Mm-hmm. Will some people see the bright light and then still continually live in the third dimension after that event?
No, no, if you see the light, you will shift.
I see. And what is the bright light? What can you tell me?
It's a laser.
I see. Okay. And is that one location an event or something else?
Um, it's multiple places, but at or around the same time.
Mm-hmm. Is it from the one source of, or is it multiple sources?
It seems like it could be one or two, but it's not determined yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And remind me, subconscious, what's this? Why would the Arcturians or any collectives allow the laser event to happen to this planet?
For people to be able to shift, it is very purposeful for that.
Is there any other purposes and significances for the event?
It is for the people that aren't shifting at that time to see a man-made disaster.
What's the significance of seeing a man made disaster?
It'll help people awaken.
Will it take them a long time to understand this was man made, or what will they assume has happened?
Um, or showing her that it'll be played off at first as something else, but shortly after, people will realize that it was a man-made disaster.
I see. Okay, thank you. And the effects of the impact and the effect of the laser. Uh, does it trigger anything else that you can tell us?
It will trigger some flooding and um, shifting of the earth, which then causes the flooding.
Is it widespread, the impact of the flooding, or not so much?
Um, it's not completely widespread. There will be other things that will cause people to shift later.
Okay. Will that be more natural disaster events?
Yes, some, but we're also showing her people sick in bed or in hospitals. That will be another way that people shift.
What's their sickness?
It will appear that it's COVID, but we're showing her it's almost other health issues like heart attacks and trouble breathing, like they happen at the same time, and so COVID will be blamed.
I see. Okay. Thank you. And then, uh, with this, with the with Kelly's own shift subconscious, um, what's going to happen to her? What will she experience after the shift?
She will go on to a ship. She will need to orient herself quickly so she can be of service and help others as they adjust to life on the ship.
What will she be doing on the ship?
We're showing her almost making rounds like a doctor would, with checking in on people, um, helping them relax and be calm, as this is a shock for most.
I see. And how will they perceive their bodies on the ships?
Are you asking about the humans?
Yes, how will Kelly notice her body, and what will the humans be noticing?
Her body looks human, but um, not the same color that humans are now. It's almost like she's covering up like a crystalline body so people can relate better. For a while, she will do this until people adjust.
Okay, okay. And in terms of the ship, what happens? Where do they go? What does she notice?
She's seeing like a big room that's almost like a gathering place for people. Um, People settle into a life on the ship. After a little while, they get in a rhythm. And then after a while, people start to get anxious to arrive on New Earth.
I see. And what does she do on the new Earth?
A teacher, she's going to help teach at the beginning. She'll also be relaxing a little bit and enjoying New Earth until it's time to move on to help another planet.
Do you get a sense of what the other planet's going through to need more help?
Oh, we're showing her um, tension and different civilizations, like there might be potential war. So after New Earth, she will be going to observe and help other planets.
Will she reincarnate there, or will she be a guide or something else?
First, she will be a guide, and then she can choose to reincarnate if she wants.
Did she want to reincarnate in this lifetime as Kelly, or was this a volunteer system?
She volunteered. She wanted to help the planet, as she knew it would be hard.
Did she have other lifetimes here on Earth where she had a full life?
Yes,
Was one of those lives in Lemuria?
yes.
What was the role and significance of that lifetime in Lemuria?
It was to show her what it looks like when there's a shift, and power isn't really the right word, but a shift in leadership that would lower the density of the planet.
I see. And what was the significance of her observing that?
So she can appreciate shifting up instead of down, shifting to the fifth dimension.
I see. So was she there at an important time for Lemuria then? How many times did they have these shifting down stages?
Twice on Earth, this planet.
Can you tell me about those?
Once was in Lemuria when they're showing her like a dark um, spirit started imposing hierarchy and other concepts to limit people and their internal growth to make them feel less than someone else.
Okay, thank you. And so, in terms of the Lemuria, what was her role in that lifetime? What was she doing for the majority of her time?
Um, for showing her as a woman, she was a record keeper of the people and what they were doing.
And so, how did she keep records of them?
Um, and crystals or showing her something that looks like a rock, but it's not what she normally thinks of a crystal, but it's not just a rock, it's something else.
Oh, I see. Okay. And so, how did that lifetime end? What did she experience?
She experienced the death of a child, and after that, kind of gave up, or she just didn't. It broke her heart, and she had a hard time continuing with her role as record keeper while the new hierarchy was going into place. She asked to be removed.
I see. So, was this not the final stage of the destruction of Lemuria?
No, it was not.
I see. Okay. So fascinating. Is there anything that's impacting her in that lifetime that is occurring and somehow impacting Kelly this lifetime?
She has a deep fear of losing her child in this lifetime.
Subconscious, is it true that she will be shifting with her child this lifetime and therefore will not see um, any tragedy happen to him?
That is correct. Yes.
I know that this is a deep fear that she has. Are you able to help her release this so this no longer almost cripples her Um, what can you do to help her?
Yes, we will help her release that fear. She's had that for a long time, even before she had a child.
Wow. Okay, I understand. So can we send love to her when she was experiencing that lifetime in Lemuria? The significance of having to see her son or that child in Lemuria pass on. What was the lesson she needed to experience and learn from?
Yes, we are sending her love. It was for her to experience the loss of a child so she doesn't experience it now.
I understand. Okay, thank you so much. And is there any trauma on that child in this lifetime from drowning in Lemuria?
No, no.
Okay. She is wondering why he does resist his swimming lessons.
He's just not ready. He's not ready to swim. He knows that she is there to help him, and he doesn't feel like he needs to learn to do it himself yet.
Oh,
He feels safe with her.
beautiful. Will this help Kelly um, understand him a little bit more with his resistance?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, subconscious. Um, she also would like to know um, about this new variant that we're hearing in the news about the new version of the virus. Um, is this a distraction? What can you help us understand about this new variant?
It is here to spread fear. It will be talked about as highly contagious, even more so than other variants. Its prime reason is to spread fear and disempower people.
Subconscious, could it be said we've already shopped out of fear and that we can't possibly have any more? Is there still people that need a higher level of fear for them to awaken up? Like, what's going on there?
We are showing her that there's still at least half of the population that is not, that needs the fear to continue to wake up. They're, she wants to say stubborn. That's what she's telling us, but we're telling her that's not the right word. It
Oh,
is,
can you tell us what the right word is for those people?
we're showing her an ostrich with the head in the sand, just unaware of what is going on around them.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so, is this going to be the final variant that we hear of, or is this just an ongoing thing?
It is not the final. It will continue until the shifts happen.
How many more variants do you foresee us having to hear about before the shift will happen?
Two,
I see. And are they as deadly as we are being told, or is this just giving us the perception of people exiting so they can shift?
It is an exit point.
Okay. And so, for those people who have been vaccinated, will they be protected from those exit points?
No, no, when it's a, someone's time to shift, they will go and it will appear many different ways.
Okay. When she had her vaccination in March, she wants to know, was that real? Was that a real vaccination?
It was weak. It was a real one, but it was not a full vaccine.
Okay. Why didn't she get a full vaccine?
Um, are showing that they full one wasn't ready yet. It wasn't developed all the way.
I see. If she had a second one or boosters, what would happen to her body?
We are showing her a surge of uh, light, like it would be an activation, a big one, a big activation.
Does she need a big activation?
No,
What would your recommendation be for her then?
she does not need any vaccines.
Okay. Um, is there some that is there some people that do need vaccines?
Yes, it will be helpful for them to wake up and to get to New Earth faster.
Mm. You know, that would have triggered me quite some time ago to hear that from you, subconscious. Okay, well, thank goodness I'm mature now. So, thank you, subconscious, for for that. Um, yeah, that is food for thinking about. That's for sure. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Um, and subconscious. How many uh, do you? How do you explain the? How many fragments do you have on Earth at this time?
We are showing her 100 or hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
It is not a lot.
It sounds like hundreds does sound like a lot though. Do you manage all of them as guides as they are your smaller soul essences? Is that how it works?
Uh, not guides to all of them. It's for the experiences.
So you lend out soul essences to bodies, but you aren't the guide for them.
Correct.
So there are other guides for those who are supporting those experiences.
We are showing her some.
Would you be a guide subconscious for other soul essences that aren't part of you?
Yes.
It's a co-op. It's a share.
Yes.
I see. Have you always been? So Kelly is a soul essence fragment of you.
We are saying no. Her subconscious is, but her soul is not.
How can you explain it to us more so we can understand it?
Um, we are running through different options for explaining it. Uh, we're showing her an apple. And if you cut the apple up, each piece of the apple would be a soul essence that can be either a subconscious or a soul. Each part of the apple can be one or the other. It's, I decide how I want my experience to be in with that body.
Oh, could you say in that analogy that the higher self is the apple tree?
Uh, yes.
Fantastic. Okay. And so you are a piece of the apple, and Kelly is a piece of the apple, of the same apple from the same apple tree.
We are from the same apple tree. I, as a subconscious, am part of the apple.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Delicious. Okay. Fantastic. And so is it the whole apple that experience, say, for example, going to Egypt to do trade deals with Anunnaki, or is it just Kelly's slice of the apple?
It's just Kelly's slice of the apple.
I see. So it seems like many different experiences in many different physical lives.
Yes.
Fascinating. Okay. And so, just for labels, could you say that Kelly and myself are soul family, or are we having parallel lives? Is that how you would define it? Or how would we, Kelly and myself, understand our relationship or connection?
You are the same. You came from the same apple. You are, it's not a parallel life, but you're part of the same apple.
Fascinating. Oh, that's fascinating. And how many slices of the apple? Did you say hundreds?
Yes, around 100.
Busy. And that is fantastic. Um, I hope my slice doesn't have the worm. Does any.
It does not.
Oh, well, that's good.
Maybe a seed.
Well, that is intriguing. That is so fascinating. Thank you. And so, will the apple all go back together, or is forever the apple in its split pieces?
Uh, it's my choice if I want the pieces back or when I want the pieces back.
Oh, well, that is fascinating. And so, when you're having different versions of Kelly and myself and the other 100 having these life experiences, you get to choose when you reform.
Yes, correct.
How much of a burden have we been? No, joking. I'm not going to ask that question. How hard is it for you to have all these different aspects of yourself? Is it hard? Is it interesting? Is it what's going on there for you?
It's not hard. It is easy to be in all of these different places. It's even enjoyable.
How many portions of the apple are sleeping still?
Um, or say none.
Oh,
There are various stages of awakening, but no one is sleeping.
and that's of design, obviously.
Yes.
Extraordinary. Kelly still feels like she's really new at all of this. What can you tell her to make her feel valid in her growth and journey?
Her conscious is new to it, but she is not. She just needs to continue to go within, ask for help, talk to her guides. She has all the information and answers that she needs.
Yes, absolutely. It feels like subconscious, some of her people she's trusted have kind of disempowered her because of their own egos. What do you have to say about that?
Yes, she she sees it low, so she's not letting them disempower her anymore, but she has not cut ties with those people yet. She needs to.
She still feels like they've got some value to share and teach her, but you just reminded her that being of service is something she already is doing. She doesn't need to be doing healing energy work to individual people. Could you say subconscious that her um, her just being present with herself and enjoying each day and raising her frequency vibration is being of great service?
Yes, she has also thought of becoming a practitioner, and that is something she could do if she wants to learn more, but is not essential.
Okay, what would you like her to focus on the most moving forward?
Being a practitioner and inner work is always first. And after that, she could learn to be a practitioner if she wants to help people while she's awake.
Fantastic. Okay, well, thank you so much. Out of curiosity, subconscious, she had a dream or a vision about a small car in Europe. What do you have to, how can you help her understand that?
That was a car that used to be hers in a different lifetime.
Oh, and why were you wanting her to remember that other lifetime?
because she had fun. She is forgetting to have fun.
Oh, I see. Hmm. Okay, well, that is good to remind her to have more fun. And is there anything else you wanted to know about that lifetime in Europe?
No, she would drive the car around on the weekends and have great times.
Fascinating. What was the life lessons and purpose of that lifetime in Europe?
She was very carefree. So we're showing her this so she learns a balance between doing work and having fun.
Fantastic. Okay. And then subconscious, she had this vision of sound control, a studio with sound music paneling. Why were you prompting her to know that?
That was, it was on a ship, but like a small one, a small ship that you would take between here and the big transport ships. It was it was like the control panel for flying. Though she is asking why would you need a control panel? It's like a backup, but you can fly it with your mind. But that's what the control panel was.
Oh. And so, what were you wanting her to be reminded about?
We were She experienced it. She was there in the ship.
Okay. And what was she doing when she was in that lifetime or
She was helping with a different planet.
I see, just being busy.
Yeah, yes,
So she's been helping many planets prior to Earth.
yes.
Anything you want to tell her about regarding that?
Um, it is to remind her that she's done this before, and when it's time to work, she'll know what to do.
A great reminder. Thank you so much. And then subconscious, she saw this. She felt like it was an artwork of some form, and it had honeycomb patterns. What was the significance of showing her that?
We are showing her that bright light again, like we did when we talked about the laser. It's almost like a coding pattern, but it has to do with the laser.
Okay, and what would you like her to know about the coding pattern of the laser?
Uh, It was like she was in a decision to not change, to leave the laser as it is, the satellite.
What were the options? And what was that meeting about?
They were trying to decide. It was like they were looking at the code of the laser and deciding if they should change it. And they decided not to.
If they had decided to change it, what would that have looked like?
There would have been a different event to help with the shift.
And what sort of event would that have been?
We're showing her more of a mass, like almost implosion of the planet, like all the volcanoes going off at one time.
Was
A
this,
lot, a lot more natural disasters
I see. And so, why was the decision to go with the laser?
to show a man-made event was an exit point.
I see. Was this a recent decision or something else?
It has been discussed for quite some time, but the decision to leave it is more recent.
Has there been anything trying to stop the laser or the satellite?
No, because the people that designed the satellite want the destruction and fear.
Can you give us a sense of who designed the satellite?
Um, she she doesn't know the word for it. Um, it's like essence of. It's not a human essence. It's an essence isn't a great word, but dark, dark essence.
Okay, I understand. Okay, thank you. And she was wondering if the when the laser happens, the ongoing effects, the on-flow effects, will that cause her to shift? She sort of is feeling like it could be just a few days difference between those events.
So we are telling her 5 days
Okay,
between.
okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. And does she need to prepare for anything? What would you like her to know?
Just enjoy your time here and continue to do your inner work. Everything has been planned out, and do not worry about anything.
Fantastic. Okay. And in terms of, um, she's wondering why her period cycle is late by 15 days. What's going on with her body?
We are preparing her to shift. We're preparing her body by decreasing hormones. She's very confused by this.
Mm-hmm. Because she takes hormone medicine, doesn't she?
Yes, yes.
What would you like her to do about those hormone medicines?
She does not need those. Her body is rejecting them anyway.
Oh. Oh, she thought she still needed them.
She does not need them anymore.
Thank you. Okay. And so then what's happening? Does she still have her crystalline body with her?
Yes, she does.
Mm-hmm. And she was wondering why some people have crystalline bodies and some people have crystalline bodies on ships. How can you help her understand what's going on?
It is, uh, we're showing her almost like the crystalline body gets uh, almost, use the word too big, but it's not a size issue. Then it can be removed and put on the ship.
Will her crystalline body be removed and put onto a ship?
Yes,
Will that happen prior to the shift?
yes,
Okay. And why will it need to be done prior to the shift?
because as she raises her vibration, goes back to outgrows the human body.
Oh, I see. Okay. I understand. And then could it be said that having a crystalline body is important to have to keep the vibrations high here, or does the crystalline bodies not impact the vibration here on this planet?
They can be helpful for the vibration. We are showing her that it is removed very close to the shift, almost right before. It's like her crystalline body is going first.
Mm-hmm. So thank you so much. And so could you say that she would be spending what we would term 5 days then on old Earth?
Yes,
Okay. Um, During those 5 days, what would you like her to be focusing on?
we are showing her like a meditative state, like meditating to spread calm, to spread a calm feeling out to others.
Okay. Is that because there will not be so much calm?
Yes, people will be confused and scared.
I see. Okay. And it's because of the laser.
Yes, but there's also other things happening. It's more than just the laser.
What are those other things that will be happening?
We're showing her a volcano erupting.
Where is that location?
It is near Europe, and they're showing her one in Hawaii as well.
I see. Okay. And so there's going to be lots of that activity that people will be processing.
Yes,
Okay. What trust that it's all significant and purposeful.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you so much. And so, is there any other information subconscious that you would like to share with us today?
We know everyone is worried and anxious about the shift. We want to remind everyone to enjoy your days and focus on your life here. Things will happen when it is time.
Thank you. And when it is time, is that when humanity has raised its vibration enough to be able to assist in this shift, or who who factors and who considers when it's time?
Uh, Source decides when. We are just waiting for the decision.
Thank you. And so, do you, without naming, without stating the date, do you get the sense that he's already given the time frame and the date? Is it finalized yet, or is it still there?
There is a range.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All purposeful, we trust.
Yes,
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Is there any other information you want to share with us today?
we are showing her on the calendar. The range is end of January through end of March.
Mm-hmm.
It's we're also telling her that it can change.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and could it be said if people buy into fear more with the new variances and a lot of other distractions, could that just still pause and drag this out further, or
Potentially, it depends on if the additional fear wakes people up or if they continue to um, put their heads in the sand more.
hmm, yeah. And I guess this is the problem with them having free will to choose how they're going to respond to that.
That is correct.
Hmm. Okay. So we can just trust and relax that we have our own personal responsibilities to raise our own vibration and focus on being grateful for what we do have and not go into fear. Is there anything else that we're forgetting that could help assist us move forward?
Love all. Continue to love all.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Okay. Well, we really appreciate all the information you've provided for us today, Subconscious. We can ask you to recede to where you belong.